everyone. Today we are going to be making a fish scampi. So you probably have had or heard of shrimp scampi. This is a good version of it if you have somebody in your family who doesn't like shrimp, or if you're like me, I have a couple of people in my family that have shellfish allergies. So this is a nice way to get all of those flavors that you expect from a shrimp scampi, like the lemon and the shallots and all the garlic, but with a different fish. Today we're going to be using cod, but you could use any firm white fish that you have on hand, so just a milder fish. So we are going to start off by chopping our shallots. I've already chopped one here, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on the second one. So what I just did is I cut my shallot in half. So you'll see I have my two halves here. I'm going to cut off the tip, not the end that connects it all. That half I'm going to leave on. And then I'm going to peel off the top and toss that out. And I'm going to carefully take my knife and cut it lengthwise, which is going to give me 2 even layers, which will help with my dicing. And now I am slicing it evenly, and I'm going to dice. What I'm doing with my fingers, first of all, I'm keeping them away from the knife. And then second of all, I'm squeezing the 2 ends together to keep all of those cuts I made in a line. I'm going to repeat that now with the second half. Every kind of onion makes me cry. Doesn't matter if it's shallots or anything. Even if I've tried to like keep things in the freezer, keep things in the fridge, it helps for just a couple of minutes, and then I just start crying. So if you have any tips on how not to tear up like I do all the time with onions, drop them in the comment section. Next up, we're going to mince the garlic. I have 6 cloves of garlic here, and I'm going to smash them out of the clove skin. When you do this, if you want to smash, make sure the blade is facing away from you, not towards you, and use the heel of your paw, and you're not touching the blade. Okay, just hitting it right on top. Then you can whack it out and take it off. With the scampi, you want to serve it with something to soak up all of the good lemon garlicky juices that come with it. So you either want to serve it with the pasta or with some good crusty bread in the side to dip and scoop up all that sauce. Today I'm going to make an orzo pasta with it. So what I'm going to do is serve the orzo pasta on the bottom and put the fish and the sauce on top so it can all soak up into the pasta and flavor the pasta. It'll be good. The recipe calls for some red pepper flakes, which I really like in the scampi. I think a little bit of heat is really nice in it. But I also have small kids that I am cooking for. So what I do now is I put in the red pepper flakes at the end when I'm serving myself and my husband, so that the kids get it without red pepper flakes. If your kids like heat, honestly, my 4-year-old would be fine with the heat. My 7-year-old would not be okay with the heat. So if you have those in your family who don't like it, you could just either leave it out entirely or have, serve them first and then add it. Maybe put aside some extra so they can have seconds before you throw the red pepper flakes in. So you might have noticed I just added some salt on top of the garlic, and that helps break it down. It helps give some friction when I'm mincing up the garlic. We are also going to get a lemon ready for when we're cooking. You want to have all of your ingredients ready so you're good to go and you don't have to worry about burning anything. You just have all of your items ready. I'm going to fill you in on a cheat of mine. There are these lightly dried herbs that I found now in the fruits and vegetable section of the grocery store, and I love them because what I find is that if I buy a bunch of parsley, it goes bad because I don't use it, because I don't bother washing it and drying it and then having it all ready, and I never use it. And if I use it, I only use some, and a bunch goes to waste. And sometimes I don't want to use dried seasonings. I want it to be fresh. So I find that the lightly dried ones work really well. Let's get our cod ready. So I have a cup of flour here, and I'm seasoning the flour with just some kosher salt and pepper. If you want, you can throw some other things in here. I really want to keep it simple because I want it to absorb a lot of the other flavors we're going to be throwing in there. I have 2 eggs that I have beaten. All right, I've patted my fish dry, and then what I'm going to do is really simple. Dip in egg, flour, stick it on the plate so it's ready to fry. I don't want too thick of a coat. I just want it to be able to crisp up a little bit on the outside. Go. We're cooking our cod in 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. That combination gives the fish a really nice flavor and good crust. We're cooking them over medium heat, and we'll flip them over to cook it through. Our orzo is cooked and drained. I made a tricolor orzo because I like the flavor and the colors it adds to this dish. I'm tossing it with a tablespoon of olive oil and a little salt so the orzo doesn't stick together. We flip the cod over, and you can see it is nicely browned on this side. We remove the cod and set it aside. We have another 2 tablespoons of butter and oil as well as the shallot. I've reduced the heat to medium-low, and I'm scraping up the brown bits on the bottom of the pan so all that flavor goes into the shallots. We're going to cook the shallots for about 3 minutes or until they're softened. I added the garlic, and I'm going to let that cook for another minute. The garlic has started to brown. Keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn. We're going to add a cup of chicken broth. If you want, you can also add half a cup of white wine and a cup of chicken broth instead. We'll allow that to come to a simmer, and then we'll add the juice of 1 lemon and 1 tablespoon of parsley. Take a taste and see if it needs any salt or additional lemon juice. I took a taste and it came out pretty perfect today. If you're going to add red pepper flakes, now would be the time. So here's our finished product. We have our cod that is on top of our orzo pasta that is soaking in all of those yummy, yummy ingredients. The butter, the olive oil, and lemon, garlic, shallot, chicken broth, all getting all soaked in there. We really hope that you try out this recipe. Please let us know if you do and if you liked it in the comments section. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe so that way you could know when we post all of our new videos. Bye.